Hey everyone, this is Adam. Most likely you know that by now, but I like to say it. Makes me feel official. Alright, I got a story. I got another story for you. This story is about the same kids in my last story. It's about the same kids that was in Levi's story, his first story. He's also on this channel. So they're all the same kids. They're crazy kids. I don't know what to tell you. And this one happens about a year after my first story, and about a few months before Levi's story. Levi's is the most recent story. And so it starts out, these kids, 5 of them, I don't know, like, some of them, I don't know, they go to a friend's house at the lake that we were talking about, and they're just, partying. It was like 8 dudes, 1 girl. Sounds weird, but the girl was one of the dude's girlfriends. I don't know if I said that right, but the girl was a girlfriend to one of the dudes. There you go. And they're just partying, having a good time. No one's home, and so just dancing, the usual at a sleepover. It's not really the usual. And the things happen, and there's some alcohol involved. Actually, that was the main thing, because one of the kids, this is the story, this is the main part. One of the kids is in the basement, and he starts puking all over the place. Alright? Starts puking all over the place. And, so everyone goes down, checks on him, and he seems okay. He's laughing, but he's so out of it. He's drunk as hell. So they're like, alright, this isn't good. And he passes out, unconscious. Now they're really freaking out. So they take him up to the bathroom, and they have like people watch him in like shifts. And he gets done puking like for a while, so they put him in a different room, bedroom, lay him on his stomach so he doesn't choke on his puke. And that's when it got bad. One of the kids' moms called and said, "We need you back at the camper, it's time to be in for the night." So the kid goes to his friend. Mom just said, "We need to go back." And he hands his friend the phone because he doesn't know what to say. And his friend is like more calm than him. He plays it cool. He talks to the kid's mom into letting him stay in a camper nearby, which happens to be the same camper as in the story that I told. And the story that Levi told also involves the camper, because after they did that thing, they slept in the camper. So camper's the sick spot, it's where you go when bad things happen. Fun things, though. It was fun now that I look back at it. Scary as hell, but so they're like, alright, we gotta get this kid up this hill. It's a big hill, probably half a mile to where the camper is. So the 2 biggest kids grab him by the shoulders, and they just pull him up and like drag his feet on the ground, because they tried slapping him to get him awake. Didn't work. And the other kids are just there behind him for support. They're just dragging him up. They finally get him up there, and the camper's not made. So they're all stressed out already, and they gotta make a camper now. They must have been pissed off. So they make the camper, and they set him up so that it's impossible. It was really hard to set him up. It took them a while to set him up, so it was impossible for him to roll on his back in the middle of the night and die. So the next morning, they went to sleep, it was all good. Next morning, they woke up, and they all wake up pretty much at the same time. And they look over to where the kid is, and he is sitting, like, looking at him and, like, smiling. And he's like, this is what he says: "What happened?" Like, he didn't know anything. After he started puking, completely black. So they tell him what happened, and he's like, wow. And he like says he's never doing that again because he could have died if it wasn't for his friends who had to take precautions, and they did a good job because like they saved his life. Because if they would have let him on his back, he would have died. You know, if they didn't, they all would have died if the one kid didn't talk the other's mom out of making him go to the camper. So the moral of the story is don't do crazy things at a party. You know, keep the alcohol level low and keep your minds on check. Because if you don't do either of those, you're gonna end up dead. That's all I have to say. Hope you liked the series so far.